All right, hey there. I originally wasn't going to do this, but one of your classmates motivated me to do it anyway. So I'm going out here to look at the syllabus overview. So the first thing I'm going to do is get myself into our Google Drive where I'm going to use this. And then I have to admit, it drives me nuts and not a Google Sheets organizer. So the fact that I have to open this thing with Google Sheets drives me insane. So I'm going to go ahead and deal with it anyway, although I would prefer to open it in Excel, which is what we'll do in class. So first thing I'd like to do is walk you through the schedule since you've hopefully seen this on your own. So before we meet together live, which we'll get together this Wednesday for the first time, what I'd like you to do is a little background. Now, admittedly, these first two things are really just for me as an educator because I do want to know more about you. And I've given you a link for loom.com, which if you don't use Microsoft Teams like I'm to record, feel free to go ahead and use that. It's a free tool, and I think you can record for 5 minutes. Your personal introduction should probably not be any more than 1 to 2 or 3 minutes long. So the first thing I want you to do is watch that video, and then I want you to create your own. And when you create your own, make sure that under the Students tab, you go ahead and throw a link for your own out there, and then that way I can watch them. See what I mean? Like Google Sheets just does not work the same as the Microsoft Excel and Excel and bad. All right. For those of you who haven't put your emails in here, not quite sure why, but please make sure that we get your email. Okay, back to the schedule then. You're going to notice that we're going to meet 2 times in person on campus this first week, and then we're going to have a guest speaker on that last day, and it will be remote. And because this guest speaker is coming from Chicago, it will be a little bit later in Eindhoven time. Then we're going to go ahead and get together and do some hardcore modeling on the Monday and Tuesday the following week. And then we will also have another remote guest speaker, and that will be later in the afternoon too. So this will be our only day that we're on campus late into the day. I am working hard right now to try to get us an in-person site visit or two, struggling a little bit with some of my Dutch contacts. So some of you who I know might be real estate majors, if you have brokers or investors or property managers with whom you are friendly, think about introducing me because I would like to take all of us there. Again, I'm not sure how many of us are there though, because I only see 15 people signed up and there's supposed to be 30 some people in the class. Then, just to put it to you easily, the last week is going to be remote and online, and it's largely about collaborating with your team and then making your investor pitch to me via a remote presentation. So, first 2 weeks in person with 5 instructional days live with a couple of online sessions sprinkled in, and then the last week remotely, especially. I want you to pay particular attention to the assignment too because the assignment is going to be a team project. And what we're thinking about doing is you are going to make a 30-minute investment pitch to me. So I'm the managing partner of AKA Holdings, and I'm a portfolio company, and I have a commercial real estate portfolio of roughly 15% of my allocation of that $750 million market value. And now I want to come and make some investments. Now I'm going to think about 3 different areas. They're the areas I spend the majority of my time working, either in the Netherlands, which you can pick a couple of the bigger cities in the Netherlands, or perhaps you want to buy in Holland or Tartu in Estonia or in Helsinki, Finland. Or if you want to, you could also consider doing something in the Chicago market. I excluded that one just because I'm so expert in it that I felt like you would have a difficult disadvantage. But I do have some unique property portfolio documentation that's a bit older that you might benefit from. So please make sure you read this thing in detail because if I'm a student, what I'm thinking this class is about is coming and spending time together with me in person and online, working with my fellow classmates to produce an excellent investor pitch. We're even suggesting here that you think about different roles in terms of maybe you have one person who just talks to me, maybe you have one person who's in charge of project management and tasks, maybe someone is in charge of all computer technology related things. And most importantly, I am very specific on wanting my visual designs to be excellent. And that's why in our Google Drive here too, I do give, of course, because of the a couple of sample slides of things that I've seen previously that I think may be beneficial for you. So I'm going to, oops, I just turned my camera off on a sec. I'm going to finish up this recording here in the airport that I'm doing on my way to come and visit you all pretty soon by just pointing out one or two of the expectations, which is this. I really do expect you to stay on top of things. That's why I'm communicating to you regularly. I really do expect you to be present for every single class we have, both in person and online. And I do hope that you all contribute at a very high level and that we have high engagement. Last thing then too is you have one basic assignment. It is due by that Friday. No exceptions, no late assignments will be allowed. So thank you to your classmate who encouraged me to do this. I will track the watch statistics to see who is actually watching this stuff. I will repeat some of this when we see you in person, but otherwise, hopefully this is a hopeful syllabus introduction that will help you understand how to best work with me so that we can all collaborate for an optimum learning experience in our time together. We'll see you soon in the Netherlands.